So my name is Orville Hall. I'm the artistic director for Xpressionz JA. They call me the Dancehall Professor here in Jamaica. I've traveled 36 countries teaching dance.
Wow.
I wrote a dancehall course outline, the first of its kind in Jamaica.
Beautiful.
That was accredited in 2020. We started as a dance group. It's a 20-year brand. It took me 20 years to build this brand to where it is now. We started as a dance group. We developed into a theater company, and now we are focusing on film, because we have a YouTube series called The Bartender, which is very popular now. So we're adding film to the repertoire. Film is becoming very successful.
Amazing.
A very successful component. So yes. Jamaica is home, and it's the family values, it's the comfort, it's the culture, it's me being immersed in the culture, it's what the culture has done for me, it's what I've done for the culture. So we've formed a union that makes it really comfortable to operate from home. So anywhere else I go in the world, I operate from home. You know, it's just an extension of me going to other places.
Beautiful. And you said that you travel in a lot of countries. You said 36?
36.
Wow. So through your traveling, do you see yourself living somewhere else?
Africa.
Amazing. Why? Why Africa? And do you know where in Africa?
I've always wanted to visit Ghana.
Beautiful.
And we've had teachers when I used to dance with 𝗟𝗲𝗪𝗏 dance ensemble. We've had teachers from Ghana, and the culture itself is just so similar to what happens here in Jamaica, from food to dance to how we speak. So I've always thought that if I could see this place, but my reason for saying Africa was when myself and Shelly made a trip to Tanzania.
Wow.
In 2018, and we spent 5 days there, and I took 5 days and wrote a script for a dancehall musical.
Wow.
And that was just by being there. It was so much. It was comforting, it was soothing, it was, the atmosphere gave me that energy and that vibe to write a dance hall musical that we presented. Wow. All the inspiration came there. And when I land, I used to hear stories about when you land on the continent, what you feel, that feeling, and people didn't exaggerate, because I felt it. I felt it. So I'm saying, Ghana would be somewhere that I would look. And based on what I've seen on television and my personal experience with people from Ghana,
Nice.
So for a Jamaican like me is wanting to make it what it used to be when I was growing up as a child. So some people will want to stay because they think they can affect change. They can really make this place. It's really a beautiful place. It really is.
I agree.
So persons in my age group, knowing how they grew up and some of the things that made their childhood memorable, will want to stay to make sure they can be a part of that kind of change for the generation that comes after them. Others, it's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of going out somewhere and starting fresh and not knowing what is going to happen.
Not easy.
And I think generally that's two of the things that will hold people here. The advantage, it almost feel like the advantage is also the disadvantage. The advantage of being an artist in Jamaica is people are so into the Jamaican culture that once you become popular and seen in Jamaica, you can almost guarantee that the rest of the world will see you, because there are a lot of eyes on Jamaica.
Yes.
So, you'll be seen. The disadvantage is if you never get the chance to get international work, it might be difficult to survive. So you can, people will see you around the world and you can be very popular around the world, but you're still here.
Yes.
You're not getting a lot of work outside of Jamaica, and then you find it to be very difficult to live from here.
I hear that.
So that's the advantage and disadvantage, I think.
Yeah.
Our tools and information start with research for me. That one word, research. Your move back can be in stages. It doesn't have to be a physical move back at the moment. So after you've done your research and find out what is happening in Jamaica culturally, then you start making your links with people that you think can help you to move that physical plan of moving back forward. So make your links, make a cultural link, see how you can assist programs here in Jamaica, tie yourself into these programs, and then gradually, I think the physical move back will speak to the person.
Yeah.
Because I cannot tell somebody, say, hey, move back by next year because of whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know what the economy is going to be like, but that person is going to feel from a spiritual level, I think it's time to go back now. I've made that link where I am in touch with what is happening on the ground in Jamaica. So that's why research is important. Who are you speaking to? What influence these people have on what the area that you want to focus on when you come back in Jamaica. Some people might want to look at what is happening in uptown Jamaica. More people might want to come and see what is happening in inner city Jamaica. Some people might want to see what is happening in corporate Jamaica. So decide what area am I going to go back. Maybe people won't come back and just deal with community development. So you have to find out who is on the ground that I could speak to that would help to make this possible for me to make that link, see what programs I can assist with, and eventually decide that I now have to be on the ground to finish this project.
Nice.
I don't think that's difficult. I don't think that's difficult when we look at what each have to offer. The person, obviously the person that have an interest in what is happening in Jamaica have an international perspective that can be helpful to us as well. Because there are times when we're working in Jamaica, but we're just working from our immediate surrounding, and then people will bring up a different perspective to you as to how you can move this from just a local product to an international product. So I think once we research and find out who we are going to link with, or who the person overseas is going to link with locally, then that will foster a conversation that will tell us how we can move forward and how you can be instrumental. Because the minute we come together, it's not a competition now. It's us working together to get whatever the project is, the most funding, the most visibility, and the best for whosoever is a part of the project. There is support here. What the local dance scene, what the local dancehall dance scene don't have is structure. We don't have structure. We don't have structure because dancehall dancers come out of the inner city. Dancehall dancers are trying to figure out how to survive based on their talent first. And that is one of the reasons why there are so many local dancers that now live in Europe, because they see that as the way out. So they would have to make something of themselves internationally, and then we try to have a conversation with them as to how they can come back to form a proper union. We've been trying to do it now for a number of years, and it's been up and down. We have a Dancehall Dance Association, and that's because years ago when I was one of the persons who was very upset about the fact that we're not getting enough help from government, until I had a conversation with a member of parliament who said, you guys need structure. An individual cannot come to us for help. I mean, you know, if you want help for dancers in Jamaica, then there has to be some kind of union, some
structure,
kind of association. So when we looked at it, it's a fact. So there are times when we get we get very upset and annoyed, but we don't have the right information to understand what we need to do to get the most out of our government or the entities that will sponsor dancers in Jamaica. So we are still very isolated and segregated, because it is a every man for himself kind of thing. I'm looking out for myself as a solo dancer, or I'm just looking out for my group. You know, I'm not thinking about no association. I don't need to be a part of an association, because I just need to find out which European is coming here that will take me into Europe and my immediate group into Europe. And if it means that I am going to sell my soul to get there, then I'm going to do it, because at the moment it is almost out of desperation. We need food, we need money, we need to take care of the kids, we need to do it.
Yeah.
So how do we fix that mentality first? And that is why there are still so many dancers here in Jamaica that are very good dancers but don't have a clue about the history of dancehall. You know, because you're just doing pieces of what they see happening around the world. You know, so like a lot of dancers take things that come from Afrobeat, things that come from hip hop, things that come from Latin dance, and they will merge it together and they will call it something. And nothing is wrong with that. But you have to have an understanding of where it is coming from and why you're using all of that to make this. You have to be able to explain it. You can't just say this is dancehall, you know, because the music is what makes the genre. Just like you can't put a dancehall DJ on a country and western song and it becomes dancehall.
Yeah.
Because the music is what makes the genre. You know, it's that beat. So these are some of the things that we need structure in dancehall, and once we get that kind of structure and bring dancers together to understand that we are stronger together, then I think we can start breaking barriers, start getting funding. A whole heap of, there are a lot of things in Jamaica that get funding. You know, there's Chase Fund, there are a number of other funds out there, but we just don't know how to access it as a unit.